Hey guys, Paul from the Complete Personal Trainer podcast. Today's topic is start how you want to finish and how that applies to building a PT business and also your exercise coaching model. So one of the things I teach all my mentoring students is you really want to kind of use the same principles that we teach in sports science when we apply them to business. The same principles in business, we try and apply them to program design dealing with people. So one example that I've talked about recently is having the minimal effective dose for the work that you do on your business, the maximal recoverable dose, the most you can do, and the maintenance dose. So start how you want to finish is something that I teach my students to do when they're setting up their businesses and also when coaching their clients. So we have one principle that kind of fits along all the continuums. It makes it a lot simpler to do everything the right way. So in terms of running your PT business, start how you want to finish is you want to have a look at it and figure out how you want things to be done when you are successful and you've been doing it for a long period of time. So for most people, they don't want to be collecting cash if they have a big business. Like if you've got 3 trainers working underneath you and you're executing 120 sessions a week amongst that, or you're running a gym, you don't want to be chasing up cash or checking your accounts to see if clients have deposited money in your account. You want to have your clients on a direct debit system. So you may as well set that up at the beginning, and there's a very low barrier to entry there. Things like Stripe don't cost a cent. Other things will be booking systems. So you don't want to have to be texting every single one of your clients every week to book them in for their sessions. You can use an automated booking system to fit in with that. Again, this is starting how you want to finish. And if you can do that, it saves you a lot of headaches later on when your business is busier because you've already established a system that's going to work for you. You know how to do it. It's easy to train people in it. You're not constantly having to reinvent the wheel. Now, when it comes to exercise coaching, starting how you want to finish, I was working with a client today who's a mentoring student as well. He set a goal at the beginning of the year to deadlift 80 kilos, and straight away I knew he could do it. So he did that while I coached him via Messenger, and we set another goal, and we basically got a double body weight deadlift today. So 15 days into the year, a pretty good effort, results not typical. When I took him through his training session today, focus on the deadlift, I put him through the movement screen process that I teach all my students to see if there's any movement asymmetries or issues that we could probably improve on to improve his performance in the workout. From here, what happened was I gave him a bunch of different exercises, including an exercise called the Cook Hip Lift. The Cook Hip Lift is an exercise that's designed to facilitate the gluteus maximus as the primary driver of hip extension. So when we think about something like a deadlift, we really want the glutes to be involved to drive hip extension in a much more integrated way than using back extensors or the hamstrings. So we really want to have as many muscles to distribute that force over so we can lift more load. And as he was doing the Cook Hip Lift, I was cueing a tripod foot. So which is like force applied from the big toe, the ball of the foot, the little toe, and the heel to create a solid base of support there. And this is something that he asked, why am I doing that? Because it seems like a bit of a smaller detail that you wouldn't really worry about. What I want to do is I want to start how I want to finish. So if I've got him squatting 150 kilos or I've got him doing heavy deadlifts or stuff like that, I want to make sure that there's inherently good intra-foot stability, that he can actually use that base to apply a lot of force from. So by teaching that skill now when we're doing the base corrective exercises where we're just trying to get normal hip extension patterns happening, what I want to do is really start to ingrain that into his subconscious, into his movement patterns, and teach that through the process of skill acquisition so that he goes from being not aware of it to consciously incompetent. So we want him to basically take it all the way to his unconsciously competent, where it's just something that he does when he goes to lift weights, because then he's going to have more than likely better performance and quite possibly safer performance. We can't say that for sure, but I would hazard a bet that it would lead to safer performance down the long track. So when you're coaching your clients, this is where beginners, don't be afraid to spend some time with them to teach them fundamental movement patterns and positions that are going to allow them to have better performance down the track. You've got to think of it the same way that we think about sports performance. Like basketball players don't learn how to do behind the back dribble, step back 3-pointers from near half court when they're just starting. You start with basic close shots, free throws, basic jump shot sets, nothing that's super fancy or super complicated. You're looking at setting fundamentals first. So once you've got with training, how you want to do that is look at the same thing. So what are the key attributes of each of the main movements that you're going to lift. What are the things that you would do if you were an elite lifter, and how can you put that into your client's program now? So then they can learn that skill, they can benefit from it, and they can get better. Thanks heaps for watching, guys. Remember, start everything how you want to finish. Any questions about how this applies to you or your PT business or even your own training, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you out.